Hello, hello, hello. It is Samantha here, Samantha Sutherland Art and Books. I do apologise. I've just ended a 2 and a bit day migraine attack. So my brain's a little everywhere. I'm here to do my March wrap up for March on the Rails, which is a book challenge I heard about thanks very hugely to the wonderful Bookish Travels. When I heard about this, I was like, I have to get on board with this. I'm very sorry I had to do that. Sorry. Anyway, I could have chosen any of the really famous ones. I could have chosen the Wheel Spins, which is the novel to The Lady Vanishes, which is one of my all-time favourite films. I could have chosen Murder on the Orient Express. I could have chosen the Railway Children, though I don't know how much that occurs on an actual train. And I know that at the beginning of Harry Potter there's that nice big train ride. But I didn't. I went for a Japanese murder mystery, so Japanese to English translation. I could have chosen, well, this isn't a murder mystery, but it's a beautiful book by the sounds of it, which is Snow Country, but I only got this a couple of days ago, literally. But I bought this at the first to second week of March. When I found out about it, I went out and ordered to pick up at Waterstones. I would have got it from Amazon because I wanted it ASAP, but it's £9.99, and on Amazon it was like £9.78 or something stupid like that, or £9.45. And I figured, well, why buy it only a few p off when I could just go to Waterstones, a bricks and mortar shop, and get my points. So I got my husband to take me to Waterstones in Altrincham, and I picked it up after I ordered it for click and collect. And I actually finished it today. I know today is April the 2nd. I know it's not March, but I read it in March, so that should count. And I finished it. I would have finished it in March had I not had a stupid migraine attack, which left me in bed for 2 days. I was not impressed. I really wanted to finish this. I only had like 12 pages left, which is so annoying. And I only finished it today. But I finished it. And I read it in March, so therefore I count that as a win. This is a fantastic book. It's by Seichō Matsumoto, and as I mentioned, did I mention it's Tokyo Express? I do have another of his books up here, which is A Quiet Place, which is another murder mystery, I think, or a death type mystery, which I only got today, again, from Waterstones, because, again, it was pretty much the same price as the actual book as it was in Waterstones, so I thought, stuff it, I'll just get my points. Plus, also, I wanted the Booker, the International Booker Prize shortlist entry for this year. I'm joining in with that, which is with Gem of Books, and it was exactly the same price on Amazon as it was at Waterstones. And plus, as I have my no-buy April to August starting on Saturday, I figured I would purchase a few books before my no-buy kicks in, and then I've got something fun to read because being a mood reader, I can pick what I want when I want. Anyway, I wanted to read this. This is the one I picked. And this is just, it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was a real page turner. I couldn't put it down a lot of the time. What I did was I read 10 to 20 pages a day when my fatigue would allow me to read it. And it's about a young woman called Toki who was working at the Koyuki restaurant in Tokyo, and her assumed lover Sayama, who was working for Ministry X, which was being investigated for corruption and bribery. And sadly they are found to have supposedly committed suicide in a beautiful beach type cove area on a beach in I think it's Kashi, and a detective called Torigai Jitaro, who doesn't believe, along with a colleague who is Kichi Mihara, they don't believe that it was suicide. They believe it was murder. But trying to prove it was murder is a little bit difficult because they apparently ingested cyanide. Now that's on the back of the book. It is not a spoiler. It is in the blurb, and I will read the blurb to you now. In a rocky cove, the bodies of a young and beautiful couple are discovered. The flush in their cheeks suggests cyanide. A lover's suicide. But for shabby local detective Torigai Jitaro and Kichi Mihara, a young gun from Tokyo, something is not quite right. Together, they begin to pick at the knot of a meticulously calculated crime involving corruption, scandal, and a fatal train journey. So basically what happens is Tatsuo Yasuda, who is a frequent visitor to the Koyuki restaurant, makes friends with Toki and a couple of the waitresses, and he asks two of the waitresses to go for a meal with him because Toki won't do that. She won't date any of the regular people who visit the restaurant. And they agree. And so they finish the meal, and he kind of gets them to agree to walk him to the train station so that he can get his train to go and visit his wife. And when they get to the train station, they spot Toki with a gentleman who they assume is her boyfriend, her lover, who is Sayama. And they both get on the train, and the train leaves, and she's taken a week off work, which isn't like her, but she obviously needed the rest. But within about a week or so of her going on this leave, she's found dead with Sayama. And like I said, it's believed they committed suicide because they had apparently ingested cyanide in orange juice, sorry. And the two detectives try everything they can to find out who actually killed them, because they don't believe it was suicide. But was it suicide or was it murder? Was someone to blame? Was there a reason? Or did they actually just commit suicide? And how did no one know that she was in a relationship with Sayama? Was she or wasn't she? It's a real mystery, a real page turner. It does get a little bit slightly irritating because, but not in, it's kind of in an interesting way though, because they use the actual train timetables from 1958 or 57, 58 when the book was written and published, and a map of the original areas that were visited by not only the couple and the train, but also the detectives and subsequent places they are investigating. So yes, there's a lot of repetition of the train times and the train stations, but it is very interesting. It's irritating in an interesting way, but you're just kind of like, I just want to know what happened, just get on with it. And yeah, so it's a great book. I can highly recommend it if you're looking for a Seichō Matsumoto book to start with. This is not very long. It's 148 and a bit-ish pages, because it's like this much on the very last page. It's told in letters to the detectives and then also in the novelization itself. It was very good. I would maybe read it again in the future because I have such a bad memory. I probably won't remember quite a lot of it. But yes, and also, I mean, look at this cover. It's beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? So my pick for March on the Rails was Tokyo Express, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And I think if you picked it up tomorrow, you would enjoy it too. If you do end up reading it, let me know what you think. But I'm going to go off now and read Snow Country, which I have actually started. I've read a few paragraphs. And also I have to go check on the bath for my daughter, make sure I've not flooded the bathroom, because that's what I'm also doing as well as doing this. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this very quick video. Did you join in on March on the Rails? Did you look at the link that I did actually link, Bookish Travels video link? I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will join in next year because actually I'm sure I can find something else to read next year. Anyway, I'm off now, so I will say goodbye for now. Bye everyone, and have a lovely evening. Stay warm, stay cozy, happy reading to you, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.